Everybody, JC here with another TNI toy review, and today's review is in association with JediInsider.com, your #1 news source for everything Star Wars. And for today's review, we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Star Wars SH Figuarts The Force Awakens Captain Phasma figure from Tamasi Nations and Bandai. Now this figure comes packaged in a window box style packaging like we've seen with the other SH Figuarts Star Wars figures. You've got the figure clearly displayed, you've got the black box with the red borders, you've got the Star Wars logo and the SH Figuarts logo written in a gold metallic type writing, and you've also got some writing for the SH Figuarts line. Up in the corner it tells us this is a figure from The Force Awakens. On the back of the packaging we have a look at the figure in various poses with the accessories and a bunch of writing that I really can't read. Okay, so let's get this open and take a look at what's inside. Okay, so here's a look at the figure outside of the packaging. Now I know it's been a little while since I've done a review. We had Toy Fair, and then I got hit with a pretty nasty flu bug, which has kind of knocked me out for the last week or so. Still actually kind of recovering from that, but I definitely wanted to jump back into the reviews with this SH Figuarts Captain Phasma figure. And the figure comes with a number of accessories. We've got multiple pairs of hands, so the figure comes with a pair of closed-fisted hands, and then we've got a pair of open hands, and then a pair of grip hands for holding the blaster rifle. And the hands are pretty nicely detailed with silver metallic paint, and you've got some black on them. And then we also get a removable shoulder pad, the left shoulder, and this is removable. It just attaches with a little ball joint, and the joint itself has some articulation to it, so you can kind of lift it out and everything. So with the cape on and everything, which is removable on the figure, it's attached to the figure when you take it out, but it is removable. It's just kind of a vinyl material. But when you have that cape on, you don't really need that shoulder pad, though you can still keep it on the figure if you want to. The cape does fit over the shoulder pad without any problem, but if you want, you can remove that. Final accessory is the blaster that Phasma comes with, and this is a decent sized weapon that she has. It's done with kind of a gold metallic tint to the paint, and then you've got black highlights as well. Nice sculpting on it. This front piece is actually articulated so you can lift down this handle, which we have not seen on previous Phasma figures like the Black Series one. And the one that comes with this Figuarts is bigger than like the Hasbro one that comes with the Black Series Phasma figure. Lifting out the hands on this figure is pretty easy. The hands are attached with little ball joints, and you just pull it off, and then you snap on whatever hand that you want to put on there. As far as the rifle goes, she holds the rifle in her right hand, and you can get it in there pretty good. Even with the stock that sticks pretty far back, you can get it in there, and then you can also kind of maneuver it to get it into some two-handed poses and such. You want to take the cape off, all you do is you just pop the head off. It's attached with a ball joint, and then you just lift the cape off, and then you can put the helmet back on. So the cape has some pretty nice sculpting detail. It's meant to kind of hang off of her shoulder like we typically see. You've got the red stripe, and then it's just done with black. But then you also have, which I guess these are pockets or something, and maybe a little strap up here on the top around her shoulder. And again, it looks like these are maybe pockets or something that are sculpted. So nice detailing with the overall sculpt. And as I said, the cape is done with that kind of vinyl material. Sculpting on the figure is pretty nice. Now the paint applications are done with a metallic silver for the silver portions of the armor, and then black. It's not quite as, it's not like a vac metallized silver. It is a paint similar to the Hasbro Black Series one. Probably if you want that vac metal look in a 6-inch figure, you'll have to wait for the Mafex one. But it is shinier. The metallic silver is shinier than the Hasbro Black Series one, so you do get a little more of a shiny finish with the silver. Overall sculpting details are pretty nice. Very similar to the First Order Stormtrooper as far as the armor and everything goes. You do have the extra lines on the helmet that you don't have on the regular Stormtrooper. You do have the little rank insignias on her chest. You've got the belt buckle ankles, and like with the Stormtrooper, the SH Figuarts Stormtrooper, the pouches on the belt are articulated so you can lift them up, which is nice. On the back, you've got the O and the two little lines on her backs sculpted in, and you've got this little tube thing on her lower back. So this figure stands about 6¼ inches tall. When compared to the other SH Figuarts Force Awakens figures, the scale seems to be pretty good. Here's a First Order Stormtrooper, and Phasma is a bit taller than the regular Stormtrooper as she should be. And then here she is next to Kylo Ren, the SH Figuarts Kylo Ren. Ren with his hood is maybe a little bit taller, but they're pretty close to about the same height. Now, when compared to other like 6-inch figures like the Hasbro 6-inch Black Series Phasma, this Figuarts version is much smaller. And then just for one more comparison, here's the Hasbro Hux figure, and Hux is about the same height. So articulation on this figure is really nice, very similar to the First Order SH Figuarts Stormtrooper figure. So the head is on a ball joint up at the top, and you've got movement there, and then you also have movement at the bottom of the neck as well. So you kind of have that double jointed system there at the neck. So he can definitely, or she can look down really good, and she can look up good, and look left and look right really good as well. Arms are attached, so you've got those kind of inner joints, and then you've also got the articulated shoulder pad, so you've got really good movement there at the shoulder. You've got good rotation. You can get the arm out good. Again, because the articulation of those shoulder pads, it doesn't really limit that movement at all. You've also got the bicep swivel. You've got a double jointed elbow, so good bending there at the elbow. Plus you've got swivel at the elbow, so you've got swivel at the bicep and at the elbow. You've also got swivels at the wrist, and you have hinges on the hands, so you've got good up and down movement there with the hands as well. You've got a midsection joint, so you've got rotation there at the midsection. You've also got, you can crunch down pretty good, and you can crunch back. Now you do get that gap between the lower body, or the lower section, and the upper section there, but again, you have good movement. Definitely get the gap on the back when you have them kind of bending down. You've got the waist swivel, so again, swivel there, and you've also got some crunch there at the waist, and you can kind of pivot to the left and the right as well at both the midsection and at the waist. You can get the legs out good. Now, as I mentioned, the pouches on the belt you can kind of lift up, so it doesn't really limit that movement, which is nice. You can get the leg forward good. You can get the leg back pretty good. You've got a thigh swivel. You've got a double jointed knee, so good bending at the knee. And then you've got some pivot there at the foot, and you have some up and down movement there at the foot. And then you have no real rotation there at the ankle. You've just kind of have that pivot to the left and right. And then you do have toe articulation as well. Okay, so that's my review. Overall, I like this figure. I like the detailing. I like the articulation. I like the paint applications. It would have been nice if we'd maybe gotten the vac metal, but I do like that it's shinier than, say, the Hasbro Black Series. The only downside is that this figure is a little bit on the small side when you are comparing it with like Hasbro 6-inch Black Series figures. So in other words, this figure does not fit in very well with the Hasbro figures, but on its own, or with other SH Figuarts figures, I think it looks really good as far as the scale and everything. So this figure is out now. It's an imported figure, so you'll have to buy it at some place that sells imported figures like Big Bad Toy Store. We'll have a full gallery of images up at JediInsider.com. There's a link in the description below. And as always, leave a comment. Let us know what you think. If you're so inclined, please like the video. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. And until next time, I'll catch you later.